The life and sad ending of Roger Rees. Roger Rees was born on May 5, 1944, in Aberystwyth, Cardiganshire, Wales, the son of Doris Louise, a shop clerk, and William John Rees, a police officer. He and his parents moved to Balham, South London, England, where he grew up. He studied art at the Camberwell College of Arts and the Slade School of Fine Art, turning to acting when he was painting backdrops at the Wimbledon Theatre and was asked to fill in a part in a play. Rees continued his career with the Royal Shakespeare Company. He played Malcolm in the acclaimed Trevor Nunn 1976 stage and 1978 television production of Macbeth. Rees created the title role in the original production of The Life and Adventures of Nicholas Nickleby, David Edgar's stage adaptation of the Charles Dickens novel, winning a Laurence Olivier Award for Actor of the Year in a New Play in 1980 and a Tony Award for Best Actor in a Play in 1982. A recorded version of the play also earned him an Emmy nomination in 1983. He also starred in the original production of The Real Thing by Tom Stoppard at the Strand Theatre in London in 1982. Rees began to work in television during the 1980s, appearing opposite Laurence Olivier in The Ebony Tower, 1984. That same year, Rees portrayed Fred Halliwell in A Christmas Carol, which he also narrated, starring George C. Scott as Scrooge. In 1986, he played William Tyndale in God's Outlaw. From 1988 to 1991, he starred in the British sitcom Singles with co-star Judy Lowe. From 1989 to 1991, and in 1993, he also appeared intermittently in the long-running American television series Cheers as the English business tycoon Robert Colcord, a love interest for Rebecca Howe, played by Kirstie Alley. He played British Ambassador Lord John Marbury in several episodes of The West Wing from 2000 to 2005. His later television appearances also include My So-Called Life as substitute teacher Mr. Racine and James McPherson on Warehouse 13. His film career began in the 1980s. Rees played the Sheriff of Rottingham in the Mel Brooks movie Robin Hood, Men in Tights, 1993. Rees's later film appearances include Frida, 2002, The Prestige, 2006, and The Pink Panther, also 2006. Continuing his work in the theater throughout the 1990s, both as an actor and a director, Rees was awarded an Obie Award for his 1992 performance of the off-Broadway play The End of the Day. In 1995, he was nominated for a Tony Award for Best Actor in a Play for his role in Indiscretions. He recorded many audiobooks, including Mimnock the Devil by Anne Rice. From 2004 November to October 2007, Rees was an artistic director of the Williamstown Theatre Festival, only the fourth person to hold the post in its half-century history. He replaced Nathan Lane in the role of Gomez Addams in the Broadway musical adaptation of The Addams Family on the 22nd of March 2011 and remained until the end of the run on the 31st of December 2011. In 2012, Rees took his one-man Shakespeare show, What You Will, to London's West End, playing a 3-week engagement at the Apollo Theatre. In 2013, Rees directed Crispin Whitel's play The Primrose Path at the Guthrie Theatre in Minneapolis. In 2014, Rees directed Dog and Pony, a musical written by Rick Ellis and Michael Patrick Walker, which had its world premiere at the Old Globe Theatre in San Diego. His last role was as Anton Schell in the musical version of The Visit opposite Chita Rivera, which opened on Broadway on the 23rd of April 2015 and closed on the 14th of June that same year. Rees left the production in May due to his illness. Rees was to have directed a new musical written by Ellis and Will Van Dyke, Magnificent Climb, in the fall of 2016 at MCC Theatre in New York. He was also scheduled to perform his one-man Shakespeare show, What You Will, in New York in the autumn of 2015, and had hoped to return to the Royal Shakespeare Company for a stint in Don Quixote in 2016. He was inducted into the exclusive entertainment fraternity, the Grand Order of Water Rats, as a full member. In his personal life, Rees lived in the United States for more than 25 years and became a naturalized American citizen in 1989. He converted to Judaism in the 1980s. Rees married his partner of 33 years, playwright Rick Ellis, in 2011, shortly after same-sex marriage in New York was legalized. Rees and Ellis also collaborated professionally, including as co-playwrights of the comedic thriller Double Double. Ellis co-wrote the libretto for the Addams Family musical, the cast of which Rees had joined on the 22nd of March, 2011. In 2012, Ellis and Rees received Tony Award nominations for Ellis's stage adaptation and Rees's co-direction with Alex Timbers, respectively, of Peter and the Starcatcher. In October 2017, Ellis wrote a memoir of his life with Rees entitled Finding Roger, an improbably theatrical love story. After a diagnosis of brain cancer in October of 2014, Rees focused his energy on his commitment to playing opposite Chita Rivera on Broadway in The Visit, the final musical written by John Kander and Fred Ebb. While undergoing 2 brain surgeries, 2 courses of radiation, and ongoing chemotherapy, Rees managed to rehearse, preview, and open in The Visit on the 23rd of April, 2015. By the middle of May, it had become too difficult for him to speak, and he left the show. Sadly, Rees died at age 71 in his home in New York City on the 10th of July, 2015. His ashes were scattered in the Atlantic Ocean.